What's good, y'all? It's your boy Mixtape Moth. Please hit the like if you like this video, and if you already haven't, hit that subscribe button. But today, I'm gonna hit y'all with my thoughts on this new project from Mick Jenkins entitled The Patient. So, Mick Jenkins, underrated MC, coming out of Chicago, who's been putting it down since the 2010s. Now, I first learned of Mick Jenkins around the time of his critically acclaimed The Waters mixtape, but I'll be honest, I haven't kept up with all of his projects since. But I have enjoyed his recent features, and I feel just altogether the man doesn't get the props that he deserves. But this new project, The Patience, it's his fourth studio album, and like many of his releases, there's somewhat of a concept behind it. It boasts features from Benny the Butcher, Freddie Gibbs, J.I.D., and Vic Mensa. So four big names on the feature front. It's relatively short at 11 tracks, lasting approximately 27 minutes. But with that being said, you already know what time it is. Track by track breakdown. The opener, Michelin Star, has this classy, luxurious backdrop, but Mick is rapping hard and urgently, setting the tone, going in. Track 2, Show and Tell with Freddie Gibbs, I'd say it has one of the most attractive instrumentals. The string-inflicted boom bap beat goes pretty hard. And while Freddie Gibbs brought his presence in terms of his voice and his flow sounding good, he really didn't have that strong of a verse. But it was Mick Jenkins who was the MVP of this record. Mick had a response for the journalists who didn't include him on, their lists. Can't give a F about a list, which end we burning it at? Loaded up magazines like where the real journalists at? So he claims he doesn't care, but I think he cares a little bit. But yeah, Show and Tell is likely to be a favorite for many. Right after is Sitting Ducks with The Butcher, and we get this ethereal loop on top of punchy drums. Mick is rapping hard as nails over this entrancing production. I gotta keep it a buck though. I wasn't overly impressed by Benny's verse. It was just okay. And it seems like he's doubling down on the Donald Trump support too. Benny raps, "Me, I'm connected around the map like I'm Trump. I'm in red states trapping with a satellite on a Cadillac truck." Yeah, I just find the Benny supporting Trump thing to be super random and just kind of odd, especially since he never came across as a political guy. But hey, the Butcher, he's about his money at the end of the day, so I guess we can't be all that surprised. Following this is Smoke Breakdance with J.I.D., and it's backed by some gentler keys and slightly warped drums, which gives it that cool, smoked out kind of vibe. On the surface, it comes across as a weed anthem, but from Mick's lyrics, it's also about vices that some may use to cope with life stressors. So as a whole, nice tranquil song with some good flows and rapping from both J.I.D. and Mick. Track 5 is 007, which is set to some elegant pianos and dense drums. There's a jazzy presence to the record. Mick is giving us some clever sports references as well as some different flow change-ups. It starts out more intense, but his delivery almost becomes spoken word like on the second verse. Next is the very gritty 2004, which is more like an interlude, but it's still hard hitting. And on this one, Mick Jenkins, he's priding himself in staying low key and never switching up from the jump. He's also referencing Chicago gangs and the need for unity. But yeah, I did like the atmospheric trap-like beat that was a little darker, as well as the many Chicago references in his bars. After this is the psychedelic Roy G. Biv, which has a very wavy, almost aquatic like beat from Beat Butcher. Here, Mick is painting a picture based on the color theory surrounding Roy G. Biv and all that good stuff you learned in science class back in the day. So yeah, at the end of the day, this is a very chill, creative concept record that fans should enjoy. Track 8, Pasta, has more of an urgent tone, both vocally and on the production end. And you can just feel the hunger in Mickey's delivery. He raps, "All I see is imposters. Dude's posture is al dente." And I weathered the storms and I did the pantomime. I rarely speak them. So yeah, Mick Jenkins was talking his talk in an aggressive and passionate way over the cinematic beat. Following this is Farm to Table with Vic Mensa, and it's set to another mellow and sparkling instrumental. While Mick came through with some slick wordplay, I felt it was Vic Mensa's performance who stood out more. And I'd have to say Vic Mensa delivered the best feature on this album. Second to last track is Guapanese, and it's another conceptual song, this time centering on money. I like the elegant but moody pianos. With this one, Mick is giving us some food for thought. He states, I think all these dudes got to talk about his money. His man's locked up who can't bond him out. It's funny. God forbid they chalk him out and find out it's no money. It's a stack of ones just like him and they hide behind the 20. So yeah, lyrically, very sharp and deep and one of the standouts indeed. Then this album wraps up with Mop, not to be confused with MOP. Over this suave loop and bass guitar, Mick is dropping some insightful bars mixed in with some braggadocio. Strong closing song that really gets to the theme of patience on this album. So overall, gonna give this project a rating of 4 mics. From a production standpoint, I'd say it has some of his most consistent and cohesive beats in a while. I mean, there aren't any bad instrumentals or really any weak tracks altogether. And I noticed that he was attacking these instrumentals with a little more urgency this time around too, which I liked. You had a lot of hard rapping over smoother beats, and that was a good balance. I'd say the only thing was that a couple of tracks could have been fleshed out a bit more. Now, as far as the features were concerned, as I said, I wasn't overly impressed with Benny or Freddie's performances, but JID and Vic Mensa, they did their thing. So yeah, very solid production and clever lyricism throughout that made you think. And you can just see the evolution of Mick as an artist and why having that patience has been so important for him. Favorite tracks include Show and Tell, Smoke Break, Dance, 2004, Roy G. Biv, Pasta, Guapanese, and Mop. But let me know your thoughts on this project in the comment section. It's your boy Mixtape Moth. I'm signing out. As always, is peace and blessings. Mick Jenkins, the patience one.